Okay, so here on the floor I basically have the island that we ordered. So we're going to see how it looks. And of course my kid wants to step on it. But basically I cut all the tape around it, and so I'm just going to do an unboxing here, okay? Alright. Alright, so... No. Stop. Alright. So let's take all this stuff off.
Wow. Wow.
Okay, yeah, my 2-year-old's going to be coming in. Now, she's not quite 2 yet. So anyway, this thing is extremely heavy. It says 2 people are needed. But of course, the driver that brought it here, FedEx, I believe, he muscled it up here by himself. And then got it onto the porch, and then I muscled it all the way in here. But it is very heavy. Hold on, I'm going to have to put my daughter to sleep, I think. Not to sleep, but to bed. Okay, I'm back. So, basically what you see is this. It's really, it's basically a metal finish here. It's fairly thick in terms of all the packaging. Packaged very, very well. Like I said, it's designed for 2 people to actually pack and carry, but so I would not suggest doing this if you are not used to moving pretty heavy objects, or if you don't have another person to help you. But anyhow, this island is going to go over this particular rug here, and we actually measured everything, and it's going to basically fit right on top of this rug here in the kitchen. So anyhow, I am going to get started with taking it out of the box. All right. Okay, so first piece. Whew. Yeah, so this is most of the weight right here. It is very heavy. I would guess 40 pounds was that piece. Just kind of guessing at it. Okay. So we have this piece here. Right. Okay, so there's the phone. So of course, every time I do something, I get super busy with everyone calling. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. Well, that was my wife. So the baby is now taking a nap. Answered the phone call from Noelle. So hopefully now no more interruptions, right? Let's see what happens. Alright, so this is just a, I don't know what that is, but there's that. Like I said, packaged very, very well. Very well. I don't know how much you guys are able to see. The other end's fresh with dust even. You can see some of the, can you see it there? Some of the dust on it. I don't know if you, oh, you guys can't see that. Right here, some of the dust is still on it. Okay. Another leg. Like I said, packaged very, very well, which is always a good thing. smells great. I love that smell of fresh wood and stuff like that. This is part of it as well. This over here. Okay. Now a ton of smaller pieces. Okay, so all of these, this is like a drawer here. So you have 4 of those pieces. And 2 of these big pieces here, which are part of also a drawer as well. Two of these pieces. We're almost done in terms of the stuff. This piece here, which I have no idea what it belongs to just yet. Smaller, a little darker piece. This off. Then of course you have the cheap backing material. You have 2 of these little boards which are about that big. Then you have this big giant board here. It's just that cheap little backing material, but actually it's not paper, it's more or less like compressed. It's not cardboard either, it's basically fiber board, I guess. We have these 2 long pieces here. Don't know how well you can see. Okay. Alright. So, I have my work cut out for me. It's about 1 o'clock right now on a Friday. So probably I'll be done with this by this time next week. No, I'm joking. Hopefully I can get this knocked out pretty quick. That's pretty much it. Nothing else underneath. I'm going to pause the video, get the instructions out, which is right here. This is what I'm aiming for it to look like. You have your 2 drawers there. There's basically a little towel rack right there. Here's the top part, which I pulled out earlier. Here's the bottom rail, which is already assembled. Then the legs, and then the little casters, which are in this brown box. I'm assuming they're in here. And so yeah, we will get this done. This gives you an idea of the SKU number if you're looking for it. So I'll tell you how the instructions are once I get everything kind of going and I clean up some of this trash that I pulled out over here. So give me a little time and I'll be back. Alright, to give you an idea of what's kind of included is this. Well, this is basically kind of how everything goes, and this is everything that's actually included in the box. Okay, to me the instructions, which are all in English, it's laid out pretty well. Like, I understand it, and trust me, I can't really build very well. Things like this I do okay, but yeah, I mean, if I can do it, anyone can do it. It's, like I said, it's not very hard. It pretty much kind of guides you through, if you can see. So it's not super complicated. I'm going to pause this video and I'm going to put it up piece by piece, because if I do it as I build, it's going to be like a 4-hour long video. So bear with me here. Okay, before I do that, I want to show you kind of, excuse me, what's in the box here. I don't know how well you can see that, but you have your wheels and your bar that you're going to be using for your towel rack. I mean, all of this is good quality. I mean, you got your handle in there. This is a pretty good deal, I think. Great bargain. So, like I said, I will be putting pieces together, starting with that big piece first for the instructions, which is this top piece here. Hopefully you're able to see that in the shot. So I'm going to start with that by laying it down. And I would suggest putting a rug down, kind of like what we have here, so that you don't scratch it. I mean, they do have a film over the front to protect it, but still, better be safe than sorry. We're going to lay it down like that. And as you can see, pretty much the end stops right here. So it's the full length of the rug. Alright? Okay, a little FYI. So in this little set here is where you're starting first. The screws are going to look like this. And they also give you a little wrench here too that should come with it. But there's two different types of holes on this board. So you have to be careful. One hole is bigger than the other. So with this screw, you want to make sure you put the proper one in where it belongs, which is here. Once I actually get it done, I'll show you what I mean, but you're going to basically put 8 of these screws into the board. For something like this, I like to use this type of deal. It doesn't include a screwdriver, so just to let you know, I like using this as opposed to this. So you're going to need a Phillips head screwdriver, because this you have to do a lot of work. This pretty simple. You don't have to work as hard, but basically the first part is pretty much done. Now we're going to be moving on to the second part. I would not use a drill, a hand drill, because of the simple fact this is not super, I mean, it's pretty hard board, but I think a drill would make it go down so hard and so fast. So if you were to use one, I would be very careful. You also want to make sure these are as upright as possible and not tilted in any way. So sometimes a drill will just drive a screw in at an angle, potentially. So that's pretty much it for that part. Okay, so the next part is to install those same screws right here into 10 and 11. 10 and 11 have this groove down the center. So don't get it confused with these, which are solid. This is actually 5 and 6, I believe. Yeah, I know it's definitely 5, but this is 10 and 11, okay? So they look similar, they're the same length and same width, but the difference is they have this groove down the center here. So next you want to take these out of the plastic bag. These are what's called N, so it's going to be N1 and 2, which N2 and N1 are basically together. You're just going to slide those out actually, and so yeah, that's going to be the next step. And then I'm going to basically attach the first drawer and then come back. This should be pretty straightforward for you, so I'm not going to bore you with the details on that. I'm just going to have it assembled and then come back to you on it. Alright, so now you're going to separate these two pieces. This was all one piece. I want to show you an easy way of doing this so that you don't spend a lot of time and getting oil all over your hands. I would use a paper towel or something like that. And you're going to see that's basically on some rails. Best thing to do is take your thumb and push the rail this way, and then boom, it comes right off. Okay, otherwise you don't want to bend this. This is not that strong, and you're going to probably end up breaking it or making it so that it doesn't fit correctly. Okay, so just a little tip there. So now we're going to take one of the rails and attach it to this piece of wood here. You want the big holes up to you. basically. And so we're going to take this and attach it to this, right? So yeah, let's get that attached, and I'll be right back to you. Okay, let me attach the power here. 1 second. So, whoops. I'm going to show you guys something so that you always try to explain things so that people understand it. Because sometimes instructions are not that clear. But this is how you want to attach the rail. Okay, just to save you a little bit of heartache. The big piece right here, this stopper part, should be at the end, and it should give you the most space. As the drawer slides in, it's going to slide in this way. Okay, so this is the piece that you want to have separate. And then the screws, you're going to see package L and M, which I'll show a picture of. It'll focus. You want to use the smallest of the screws. There's 2 sets in here. And so you want to use the smallest of the 2 to attach this. You're using basically the M, which is the smallest one, L being the larger one or longest one. And you want to attach it here and here. Okay? So there's a little hole. If you look here on the opposite one, there's a little hole right there and one right here. That's basically what the other one's going to sit on. I would not, again, use a hand drill. I would just use a screwdriver. And you just want to put that in, not crank it all the way down. It gives you the ability to slide it. With this, it's down pretty tight. I mean, I can slide it if I loosened that one a little bit, but you just want it there to kind of just hold it for a little bit. Okay, just an FYI. All right, so now you're going to attach these other screws, the same screws that are here. You put them on the sides here, on the opposite end there. You're going to attach this rail up there as well. And yeah, that is going to be it. Next, you're going to see basically with the, I've been saying this, with the actual drawers in place. All right. Is the first one, excuse me, and the second one. So this one was bent, so it took me a while to get the handle on, but overall not too bad. The other thing is this, the instructions for this is kind of confusing. I don't know if this is considered the front or that over there is considered the front. So it could be that these are on backwards. It's a simple fix, but the instructions don't really, it's hard to tell based on the drawing. That's the only issue that I've seen so far, is just these, where the shelves will actually meet on these 2 pieces on the end. So we'll see how that all works out, because I can't tell what's front from back on it. It's probably obvious, but I can't see it. So on to the next step. Okay, so basically attach these. I didn't show me doing it. It's pretty simple to do this section. Also, I attach this section as well. Again, it's pretty straightforward in terms of how to do that. I will say, when you're doing this, make sure you have absolutely no distractions, because it can get a little confusing at times. Alright, so moving along, now we're going to start using some of the other pieces here. So for this section, we're going to use these 2 little dowel rods. I guess that's what you call them. I don't know. I call them dowel rods. They may have a totally different name, but that's what I like to call them. And we go into this section. Hold on. We have that piece down. And we're just going to put, there's little wooden dowel rods that go in here. So you attach that. And you're going to do the exact same thing for the other side. And once that's done, then I will attach the big bottom piece down here, and then I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so next we're going to be using these types of screws. Okay folks, that's pretty much it. This is it. I ended up putting it all together because I was getting low on space, but basically put the wheels on. I'm going to put these shelves in, which if you put them in before you put the top on, it kind of sucks, but you're able to remove them pretty easily. Actually, I'm going to wait and put those on. But anyhow, that's pretty much it. Overall, not too bad. It's kind of tough sometimes working with some of this, but not too bad. Okay folks, that's pretty much it. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you have any questions, make sure you leave them down in the comment section below, and until next time, I will see you. Take care.